you want to be sure that you watch the first selection video. So this is a typical selection structure setup, and what we're going to do is we first input a number, and we use the input statement, and then here is what we're going to do with that number. We're going to select it, and the selection goes, it starts at the top and it falls down to the bottom. So we check certain things about the number. In this case, we're looking for a positive number, a negative number, or the number being equal to 0. And this is how we're going to check it. We start off with an if statement, magic word if, and it requires an expression to evaluate. If requires an expression. So the expression we're evaluating is number greater than 0? If it is, then we'll come down to this display. If it's not, then we come to an else if statement, and we make our second evaluation of an expression. So if it wasn't greater than 0, now we check, is it less than 0? And if that's not true, then it falls down, and the final statement will be else. And if it's not positive and it's not negative, then it must be 0. And that's typical of these selection structures. Is you need, if we're looking to put the things into 3 bins, for example, 3 categories, then we only need 2 expressions to evaluate. So we have 3 categories or 3 bins that we're going to put this number into, and we start off and we make it a selection, is it greater than 0? And then the second one, is it less than 0? And then the last one is it has to be 0 if it's neither positive or negative. So if and else if statements require an expression, the else, which terminates, well, the end terminates, but the last bin is the else statement, and it does not have an expression because it's just everything else. You create these, you have if as many else ifs as you want, and then you end with an else. So if you had, for instance, 10 bins, then you would have 1 if statement, 8 else if statements, and 1 else statement. So let's see how this works. So I'm going to run it, and it asked me from line 6, it asked me to enter a number. I'll enter, well, let me enter 0. And it says I entered a 0. So what it does is it goes through, and so I entered a 0, and it checked, is it greater than 0? No, it's not. So it skips that line, and it comes down to this line, and it checks, now is it less than 0? No, it's not. So it skips this, and it comes down, and it doesn't check anything. It knows it must be 0, so it outputs you entered 0. And that's all.